not to say it's made us more narcissistic. It's certainly facilitated it. It
Mm.
makes it easier. But I think we were already very narcissistic, and it just gave us a way to do it with less friction. And of course, the people providing the social media, they want us to keep going back to check if someone's liked our post or whatever, because then they can show us more adverts. Basically, that's the economic model. So, I mean, clearly it has some effect because it is much easier to keep doing stuff about yourself when, again, you can just do it in your room on your phone with one thumb than if you had to. I don't know what the equivalent would have been. Yeah, if you have to actually like leave the house and or make a massive effort and start a fanzine so that people will look at you or whatever. So it's democratized narcissism, maybe.
Yeah.
Put it within the reach of everybody.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I think it has, and I just think, I mean, I see people put pictures up of like their holidays and whatnot, and I'm thinking, like, and be honest, I've done the same thing, and I think sometimes it can give you a lift, but then other times I do think, why are you posting that for? Even things like I helped someone today, and I think, are you doing that because you really want to showcase something that was good, or are you doing it so that people could like you and follow you more? So there's
Yeah.
always that dissonance in my mind about why people are doing certain things.
Yeah,
Um,
I think there is that, and it's also then, yeah, you start to think, am I doing this because I want to do it, or am I doing it so I can tell people about it later?
mm,
And again, that kind of, I'm doing this so that other people will know about it later is not a brand new thing. I mean, people will always have done things, and then even if you just want to tell your friends, say, oh, I did this great thing. Uh, but the ease of then sharing it and making it public does make it much more tempting, I think, to, when you're thinking about whether to do something, think how it will appear to others later, rather than just thinking, is this something I want to do? Is this something I ought to do? You're already telling the story of it, or writing the post, or imagining how the picture of it will look while
yeah,
you're doing it. And that kind of hall of mirrors means that you become the object of others' gaze instead of the subject of your own life.
yeah. Although, is there an argument to say that actually, because not so much on Facebook, but on other platforms, you can create alternative identities, and actually that can bring more information to the fore that otherwise wouldn't have been available. So, to give you an example, someone like the Secret Barrister, what that person produces, and I know, for example, there's people who suffer from domestic violence and have talked about their experiences, but have done it under a pseudonym on certain line. I imagine without that technology to do that, it'd be a lot harder to bring those issues to the fore. It'd be a lot harder for me to do this on a local radio station because I'd have to audition amongst people and have a particular time slot. So there's an argument to say you can, yes, it's become more personalised, but you can get more people out there with bits of information that you wouldn't have got out before.
Yeah, definitely. But I think that's a really interesting example, because that, if you do something anonymously for whatever reason, then you're kind of not doing it in a way to boost your online persona and say, look, aren't I great?
Hmm.
Because people won't necessarily connect that anonymous persona with you. But there's also these very important reasons, like, if you are, or if you're an oppressive regime country, or if you are a victim of abuse or domestic violence, then it's very important that you can do stuff anonymously, or if you're a whistleblower. And that, I mean, that's one reason why, when people say, oh, the internet's so abusive, we should ban anonymous accounts, I say, no, 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 just stop and think just for a second here.
Yeah,
All the reasons why people might be anonymous, actually trolling is the least of them. And in fact, a lot of trolls are not even anonymous. They just don't even bother to anonymize themselves. They just don't care, because they're doing it through
yeah,
the
yeah.
screen, so it doesn't feel real. So